Attention. We are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones? Attention. We are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones? Attention. We are being followed. Shall I dispatch the welcoming drones?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Realms of Awakened Essence. Campaign 2, Season 1, Episode 9. The Waiting Game. Hey, Rags, what are we waiting for?
First of all, you were waiting for me to come back from my wondrous vacation. You had to ride a plane for the very first time.
Wait, a plane?
A plane. You know,
I'm fairly sure we used a space-worthy airship before.
I'm talking about the real world, dear heart.
I mean,
Wait, isn't that just a different dimension called the real world?
The real world. Come to the real world.
And if you come to if you come to my streams, am I quiet? Oh,
there we go. Let me boost Rags for you. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Is that better, Lemon? Rags should be a little louder now.
Ah, yes, Lemon, the most loyal follower.
Oh, well, I mean, hey.
Lemon will always have our back.
Equals Muddle Earth.
Yes, thank you, Lemon. Yeah, well, what are we waiting on? Well, other than the lovely city of Anthem and me to be back from vacation, which I am not back. Nothing else really. Oh, good. Thank you, Lemon.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in our actual cast. Rags, you're gonna have to sit off on the sidelines for this one, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You can definitely watch the show from behind the booth with me, but yeah,
Okay.
just...
Okay. Yeah.
What are you doing here? I'm just sitting here watching, waiting.
Alright, hi everyone, I am PA Kiniose, aka RT Studios, your production gnome for today. Joining me in the studio is Rags. Yes, she's down there somewhere. She's back there. Behind the couch. She's a little short, so she can't hop out on the couch, but yeah, yep. I'm Davi Dink, your production gnome for today, and I'm going to be passing it over to, hey, Rags, who should we hand it off to?
A wonderful fairy friend.
Oh, yes.
What?
Here's the mic. Just, it's a lavalier, just don't chew on it.
Hold on a sec. grows to the size of a normal person. Right. All right. Hi. I'm Katie Wynn. I'm going to be playing the fairy, which will do fairy things.
We'll do fairy
Fairies
things.
do be fairy.
I mean, to be fair, she can technically turn into a normal-sized person now.
Yes.
That is true. That is true.
To be completely fairy.
Oh.
You
That was
angered me.
terrible, and I hate you.
She is probably never going to do it for any long period of time, but you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a cymbal or, a drum set in front of me. That's over in studio too.
I hate.
Thank you.
Wait, I have a rim shot. Wait a minute. Wait, where was it? Just can't. Just no. Give me a second.
Oh, actually, you brought the drum set.
Yeah. Either way, can we put the mic to me? Because I'm really hungry. Because I realize I can't.
Yes. Here. Just don't eat it, please. Don't chew on it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jax. I'm big, and of course I'm Gearbox. I do the funny. But anyways, yeah, these are my two: the barbaric robot and the hopefully the more calmer of the two. Either way, I'll throw it to Amy, Mimey, robot friend. I'll be right back.
Hi guys, I am Abby and I'm playing the role of Naya, the slightly concussed android courtesy of our fairy friend.
Slightly concussed, but been repaired.
Oh, I'm so grateful. And let me pass it down to the one and only storyteller.
Thank you. Hello, I am Trisha Welsh. I am your wonderful storyteller back from vacation. Ish. Yeah, back from vacation. So, are we ready to play?
Sure.
Yes, I believe so. Let me just check my notes. Yes. Yeah, I believe we're ready.
Yes, and yes.
Yes. So, well, without further ado, folks, we'll be right back after the opening intro. Where's that button? Max, do you mind pushing? Oh, just push that. Push that.
We stand together on the edge of the world. Battles all around us like flowers unfurled. One body, one mind, fighting for that last moment in time. We are heroes pushing back against the dark, making way for a brand new start. Here in these realms where the essence grows, making a new path for the light as it grows. Whatever the struggle, together we fight. Stand up to fight now, it is do or die.
And give me a moment. All right, folks. Oh yes. Max, push that button over there for me. There we go. There we go. Cast mics are now on. All right. So, I believe where we left off was, we were...
Well, you could someone read the episode recap.
Yes, Rags, why don't you read that? Hands it down to you.
I can do it.
Hands it up to the fairy.
Right. Last time, we were leaving Seabury, and Davi had a dream about that weird Acercrat guy. Apparently, it scared him. I don't know. And Andrex had a dream about Lady Carrie. I mean, fair. I don't know. Davi wakes up, drinks a lot of coffee. You wouldn't think that much lacquer would fit in a small person, but and well, the rest of us wake up ish and find out about the dream. So we left and are trying to get to Anthem. I mean, I could fly there, but I have to wait for the legged ones. The the driver said, "Hey, yo, there's a shortcut, but we could meet him there, but we'd have to wait." So, and the driver couldn't take it, so we could walk, which was fine, but
Personally, the shortcut, but okay.
I think we actually rented some horses and then. Yeah.
The
donkey.
I am reading the thing. Yeah, we made it to the next town and waiting for Anthem, and they have some queen. I don't know. I talk to my queen quite regularly, so but Davi has was given a rumor, which as a gnome he's probably going to follow. So let's find out what happens, guys.
All right, and
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I'm eating my Halloween-themed cereal right now. Home.
Yes, inside the
that's
bar,
nice.
they have Halloween crunchos.
I'm eating my blueberry-flavored Halloween cereal. Leave me alone.
They're called O Crunch.
Oh, crunch.
Yes.
They're blueberry.
Blueberry.
Blueberry O Crunch.
That was terrible.
That's what it's called, though. It's a pun.
Yeah. There's like Frankenberry, Count Chocula,
I knew
blueberry.
that. I knew that. It's just
What the hell's the
that was
Wordle?
that was terrible.
I'm
Just
fending off
absolutely.
gnats.
Yeah.
There's sand gnats in my house. I'm scared.
All right. So, yeah, Davi is, I think he was, last he was seen, he was, out looking for, oh no, he already did he went to that one place, if I remember right, and he
got in trouble.
He got in trouble, yes, and he also he was trying to, rent a ship.
And the one person that was there to help you was good.
Yep. I think we were actually in the shop where I was trying to shoplift, where we left off.
Like you already like secured the ship, and you just like went over to a different shop.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So don't worry, this won't ruin our chances about getting a ship. This just ruins the chances of what the hell you're doing.
Hush you.
Haha.
I want my trinket. Whatever that may be.
Committing a thievery is not going to get you your trinket.
Very true.
Says Rags.
So, what
Difference
you
is
guys
Rags doesn't get caught.
What are all of you doing? Where are you in this lovely town? Are you back at the inn? Which I do not remember what the name of the inn was.
I was causing fairy mischief.
Yes, I know you were causing fairy mischief.
Davi was shoplifting again.
What was Davi trying to shoplift?
That talisman thing that you told me to get.
Ah, right.
Yeah. That our dear friend, was it Acercrack?
No, I'm pretty sure that one guy that owned the store that you sent off to look for it for you, unless you found it also. I'm not sure. I'm very foggy on that memory.
Yes. So Davi is
Okay.
trying to do that.
All right.
I don't know what everyone else is doing, but yeah.
What is Big and Jax doing?
Mm. Sorry, you asked me to talk when I'm serial.
When you had your mouth full, I understand that completely.
Big and Jax is probably kind of just. They decided to. It was boring to wait inside because they're gonna be here for a while. So like, Big and Jax is just kind of wandering about. Probably either Big started walking and Jax was forced to follow, or for once Jax decided to start walking for once.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, they're both just kind of aimlessly looking around, taking sights.
All right. And what is Naya doing?
I am standing next to the tavern because everyone's just kind of wandered off, and I didn't really know whether I was meant to be going.
That is fair. That is fair. Okay.
I like to think that Iron is with Naya. Iron, the funny drone.
Okay. So we'll go with we'll start with Jax and Big. You are Jax, what specifically are you doing? Are you just walking around the town to get a lay of it, or what are you doing?
He's on the back of Big, and he is like kind of looking around, keeping note of everything he's looking at.
Okay.
Probably near the store section, and just like, that's a lot of stores. I like buying. No, we're not buying you things.
You see Davi go into a store.
Clothes. Where's Davi going? Well, let's check on Davi. We haven't really what's up with him since he had his little weird moment. Okay. This store has bits and bobs. But I want clothes. No clothes can fit you. Even exile. You just rip through everything. That's the shirt's fault. Yes, let's go.
I like that it's the shirt's fault. Sure, it's the shirt's fault. Okay.
DM.
So okay. Yes, Naya?
Is there a library or something similar nearby?
Roll me a perception check. I put to a new page in my little notebook here and write some numbers down.
Perception. 4. I got on that
4?
one. I got on that one.
Oh!
Well then.
You are looking, and from where you're standing, there are just way too many buildings. So if there is a library, you can't tell.
Okay.
I think you're gonna ask Iron though. He's a drone.
You could ask that there is a drone quietly floating next to you.
As quietly as a drone with 2 large fans could.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
You can ask.
Like
I
you
will
turn
ask.
to it and it turns to you.
Are you aware of any location in this town I can find books?
It after a moment it lets a little beeping noise as it quickly it pretty much just you have a feeling it's telling you to stay there as it quickly flies off towards the buildings. Looks like it's looking for a library.
I'll follow.
Okay. I will get back to you in just a minute. Going back to Big and Jax and Davi.
Yay.
I think Davi was thrown at a. You hear some sort of kind of like clattering sound inside one of the stores after Davi walks in. Like 2 minutes later.
What was that? Okay, come on, Big. You took it 2 minutes to walk to a building. I was looking at birds. Just go! Big, just like, heavily like bends over to get into the room. Like he lowers his body and probably even turns to his side a little bit because I just imagine that's at practically every door for him.
Big or Jax, do you have any small items?
Jax has like small items, but that's in his pocket dimension, and any small items on Big would be inside of him that couldn't be removed.
Okay. What small items in your pocket dimension do you have?
For Jax, that probably would be mainly that one weird gem thing we found all the way in like the first or second episode.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's probably some other bits and bobs, whatever a little jester thing would probably find interesting.
Okay.
Anything he'd fit in his sleeves.
All right. Let's see here.
Definitely some playing cards.
Yeah. He can either put it in his sleeves or in his mouth. It's depending where he could, depending which one is like big enough to put an object in.
True. Very true.
He can technically alternate. Shoving a deck of cards into his mask.
Yeah.
Into his hole.
Oh, while you are at Davi,
Yes.
what are you trying to pilfer?
That gemstone that was like the lightning stone, if you remember.
So I want you to roll. I want you to roll me a sleight of hand.
I thought we already did this, but okay, I'll do it again.
It's been so long, I don't remember.
It's okay, I'll redo it. Let me just do sleight of hand, which
Last time
is...
he tried to roll and pilfer, he got blasted across the room.
Very true.
We'll see.
We'll see if it's improved any. It might have.
Come on, dice bot. Dice bot doesn't work. Oh.
Oh, it isn't working?
No.
Oh.
Hold on.
Excuse me for this, but just
Let me try it. Bot commands might work better.
I don't know why. Just every time something unfortunate happens, I have like this instinct, this itch to play the sad trombone.
Slash roll. Is that gonna work? Slash...
Is dice person not working?
Dice parser alias add
Let me quickly put this bowl in sync. Even if it's
is there a reset command for it? Output prefix /R. And then command T20 +4. There we go, it's now /R. You rolled a 5.
Ah, okay.
A 9.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second.
I don't yet have my real dice that's in a box, and I'm too lazy to go get out.
Yep. And Davi's probably gonna get to take some more damage. Yay.
It's just both walk into the first thing you see is you try to steal something and you blast it across the room.
Yeah, give me a moment to log in and do things.
Okay.
I have to actually log into my character to update it, so give me a quick moment, because I wasn't fully logged in.
Alright.
Like,
You tried to pilfer it. Now I want you to roll me a dexterity saving.
Give me a moment
Okay.
to log in fully to my character. Davi, come on, where are you? I'm just mainly doing this so I can update my health and all that stat stuff.
That's fine.
But I won't be rolling through my character because that lags everything. You said dexterity saving throw. Okay. Slash. 10.
Oh dear. Okay.
Davi is not having a good day today.
No, he's not. I don't know how much damage you took the last time.
I was at well, my max is 27. I'm at 14 right now.
Okay. Which means you took a chunk.
Yes,
You're taking a big chunk of your health.
much damage.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just say that whatever
Cool.
you took the last time, you took this time, because I am
Okay,
not going to make you do that again.
Yeah. As Davi is thrown against one of the cases of trinkets and breaks it.
Much
Oh, yeah.
shock, much wow.
Just a big.
Very much loud. Very much loud.
Yeah.
It's just like Big Jack's walking. Hey, what? Whoa!
And you just hear the ding ding ding, and then you hear the smash.
Pretty much.
And Big just
Pretty
goes,
much. Oh, yeah.
As you
pretty
see a gnome flying across the room into a large case of trinkets.
Short friend went
Uh,
flying. The short friend
yeah.
okay. What did you do?
He's holding the thing in it. He's like, trying to hold the thing in his hand, but it's not in his hand. And you just see like a scorch
Right.
mark in his hand.
Jax looks at it and looks over like to a shelf that says "Don't touch," with more of those, and just goes, "Did you?"
After this happened and it makes lots of noise, a person wanders out. It is a human, blonde hair, a fair face, blue eyes. She is wearing what looks like to be common clothes. And he goes, "All right, who touched it?"
What? Who
It just Davi raises his smoking finger. A little wisp of smoke just billowing off his finger. Sorry, I'm very curious now.
Why did you do that? Big goes, "That wasn't very smart. I want to do it." No. Looked fun.
This particular individual looks at you. This human looks at you, and Dolphy, you hear this in your head. Why did you touch that?
All he's thinking is, like, the quick memory of that thing flashes up.
You could have asked to have seen it, and then I could have turned off the security system.
Tommy just looks at his smoking finger. Oops.
Duffy, you got too many issues. There's something wrong with you, especially as of a recent. Security system. I like the security system.
Meanwhile, like, I can see, like, Big just poking at one of the glass cases, trying to test the system.
His fingers getting really close, but Jax just quickly goes, "No, no, no." Aww, like the finger slowly, sadly, like lowers.
Something like that, yeah. This individual again looks at you and goes, "Okay, just my name is Bugs. This is my shop. I have a ringing bell. You could have rung and I would have come out."
Did you say Bok?
No, Bugs.
Bugs.
Bugs. Bugs.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Davi gets up off the smashed case, dusting himself off of broken glass bits.
You really done it now, didn't you? I could have like killed you.
Davi just walks over to Big, opens his chest, pulls out some money, and it's like, "I'll pay for the damage."
Jax, before like you can go, "Can you at least ask before you go pillaging inside of Big's chest?" That's mine. Like Big actually hacks a little like defensively for once as you quickly he holds his chest closed. He goes, "Ask."
Big, can I please borrow some coins to repay this man for the damage that I've dealt?
I am not a man, and she actually walks around the. She's quite
This
definitely,
madam. Sorry. Miss.
quite definitely a woman.
Yes.
His brain's fried. Don't mind him. Big, but like lightly opens his chest and quickly reaches in and pulls out the Zactum.
Thank you, Big.
How much money are you giving her?
Basically, whatever it would cost to repair the damage to the case that I just smashed, and all the trinkets inside that have been crushed by a
Okay.
tiny little gnome, so that's maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5 gold.
Again, she kind of looks at you and sighs and goes, "Yeah, that will pay for the things that you broke, but again, you could have asked me." And she takes the money, she puts it in a pocket.
He thinks before he acts. He's kind of headstrong. He thinks before he acts even more than Big. At least Big announces it.
Okay, and so who are you people? Why did it? I mean,
I'm
obviously, I know
Davi.
you're Davi. She points at the other two.
I'm Big. Not Big. I'm Jax. I'm Big. I'm Big. Sorry, I'm a little fuzzled because
So-
that was really stressful.
Jax,
Mhm.
Big, Davi.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Just. All right. Is there anything else you two want? I mean, obviously I came out here because of the noise.
Do you possibly have any, it kind of looks like, it's like a talisman trinket kind of thing, but it possesses, from what I remember, like, the stone has a very dark hue to it, and maybe might be slightly, enchanted with some kind of
Wasn't it draconic?
energy. Yeah, draconic energy.
Big hears draconic, and you hear him kind of like you see his body go from this hunch to quickly straight up. And Jax goes, "Whoa! What was that? Hmm? What was that?
Wait,
What?
wait. You think that this, and she points to the
Thunderstone.
to the stone, is draconic?
Well, I mean, it did have a black hue on the gem. Maybe it wasn't the right type of gem. I just thought it was,
Okay.
you know, it looked pretty.
He goes over. He picks up. Absolutely no damage to her.
Mhm.
It's like the
But-
security system knows that she's there.
Yay.
And she looks at it, and I am going to have her roll an Arcana check.
Mhm.
She looks at it. Huh. You're right. This is draconic. Hmm.
Big Elner goes, "Are there symbols on it?"
Well, I mean, the security system went off because you tried to steal it, obviously. But this is radiating some very interesting auras.
Big looks at it, and Big like looks almost entranced by it, and Jax is like waving his hand in front of him. Big.
Big,
Big.
I want you to roll me an Arcana check.
I always had better luck with Big's rolls with cool dice because this dice thing eats me. You know what? How do I roll on D&D Beyond? Because maybe that will be better for me.
Just
Maybe
click
that
on
will be
the icon with the dice. like value, the multiplier or whatever.
12. Not the best roll, but better than what my tablet would have given me. Because it only gives me good rolls if I can get like above like a modifier of 5. Like anything under that always gives me like freaking the worst rolls.
Right. So you had a 12. You do notice that that it's glowing, that there is that it's magical, but you cannot tell what kind of magic it's emanating.
Damn it.
I can't give you any more information than that, dear heart.
Big is just staring at it. And still, even if he can't pinpoint it, he still has like a weird feeling.
Yeah. So, we're gonna leave you guys there. Neve, what kind of fairy troubles are you getting up to?
She is going to be sending random drunk men to slay her patron in an attempt to feed her.
Okay,
No.
so, I want you to roll the persuasion checks. I want you to roll me 5 of them. Because you're trying to persuade them to
Okay. I was gonna go with deception, but okay.
Well, technically you're trying to persuade them into killing your patron. Not
Yeah, that's
necessarily
fair.
deceiving them.
Be careful with who you try and trick into. You never want to go under. Like.
Oh no, she's specifically targeting like old drunk farmers.
Oh, of course. Like you don't want to actually like see an actual adventure.
19 for the first one.
Okay.
21 for the second.
God.
10 for the third.
Yep.
22 for the.
For the fourth.
Yeah.
And finally,
15.
okay, all but one is persuaded to. Yeah, we'll go save you from this evil person. Yeah.
Yep.
And off they kind of rumble, tumble. You hear hicking. You hear.
Yep. She'll give them like the location of like something just out of town where
Okay.
And as they run off, she's just gonna say, "Mortals are idiots," and fly off.
Which direction are you flying?
Back towards the inn.
Okay. At this point, Naya, you have been following the drone to, you found a library.
Oh, good.
I wonder if the drone is allowed in the library or not.
We will see.
Yeah, we will see.
He can be like.
Huh?
He can. I'll just pretend he's my guide dog, like my guide drone.
he has a vest that says, "Please do not pet."
No, do not touch.
Do not touch. That's it.
I can tie a bit of my rope around him and just pull him in.
He quickly tucks his wing things in while his fan's in so he can get through the door. Or he turns sideways, one of the two.
Can I?
Hang on, I'm giving you the name of the library.
Oh, thank you.
Music.
He's pulling a Wars of Stars. That can't be right. But, you know, just...
No, I'm not calling it that. Because that is copyrighted. No,
No, I'm saying that, like, that's what,
no.
That's what
It was
always do.
something that I was reading on my name generator, and it's copyrighted.
That's a
Trust me,
copyrighted
it's
name. I'll die.
Yeah, it's the copyrighted name. Well, they made a great for a great. Okay. I like this one. The Idle Hour Library.
Oh,
I don't know.
The Idle Hour Library. I'm going to also write that down so that I don't forget that.
Idle Hour Library.
Like his iron gets his way in with you, and now he's just flying there with powerful wind under him, of course. And 2 powerful fans.
So, let's see here. Oh, not that. I want you to roll me a D100. Naya.
Sorry, was that me or the drone?
You. I want you to roll a D100.
25.
5. Okay. All right. Let me just kind of fiddle around here and go halfling.
So, Neve, there's your your town gossip.
What comes around? There's it's a library, and you walk up to the librarian's desk, and what you see there is a male halfling, and he looks up to you. Yes. What is it?
I'm new to the area and I was wondering whether you had any books on androids.
Any books on androids?
Yes. If not androids themselves, then the maker of them?
Let me see.
Check OOC for a suggestion.
Alright, let's see here.
Iron's just like idly floating around.
Yeah, alright. I am going to go, yes, I'm going to Ooh. Okay. He takes one look at you. He sniffs. He turns around, and what's behind him looks like one of these very strange-looking machines that has pieces of paper with holes in them. And you see him, you know, it has like keys, and you see him, you know, going. And he the machine whirs and clicks and you know makes noises, and it takes about 15 to 30 seconds before it stops making all these whirring noises, and pieces of paper. The way the machine is that there's like a pieces of paper go in with these holes, and then pieces of papers come out and they have writing on them, and these pieces of paper comes up and which is the collection for those the ones with the writing on it is like right next to you, and the this halfling goes, I think the things that you're looking for are in that bowl.
That one over there.
So that there are 3 pieces of paper, all pertaining to books. What do you want to do, Naya?
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 Did Naya DC?
No, Naya is, okay. Well, we'll get back to that. I'll make sure I write that down so when we get back. And your Wi-Fi has dropped out. Oh, lovely.
Oof.
It's alright, I've just jumped onto my mobile phone data.
Okay. Basically, what I said was, there are 3 pieces of paper that looks like they have names of books on them, and a bowl that's sitting right next to you, Naya.
No more cheese right now. For when we go to the...
Anyways.
Okay, am I okay to pick up the pieces of paper?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now to help you find stuff in the library.
Oh, thank you. I pick up the pieces of paper and I try to make sense of where they are.
Okay, the first piece of paper has the history of Draco Industries.
Okay.
The history book. The second piece of paper is it looks like it says manual of maintenance for unit number, and it gives a really long unit number, like way too many numbers and letters, and you're just kind of sitting there going, hey.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one says History of Anthem.
Okay.
And they give locations of where it is in the library, but those are the titles of the books.
Okay. Can I ask the guy behind the counter?
Okay.
Am I allowed to take these books out? Like, do you have a library card system or?
He gives you the once over. You see the once over and goes, normally materials are not supposed to be let out of the library, but if you promise to take care of them, I will let you check out one.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to do the History of Anthem.
Okay.
Dav has the picture book kids version of that one.
Fine.
The book that has the unit number on, do I recognise the unit number?
Roll me a history check.
Okay. That would be a natural 20 for 23.
Oh, very nice. As a matter of fact, you do recognize the number. It's not yours. You don't recognize it as your particular robot number.
Serial number.
Serial number. But it is one that you do remember also being produced at the same time as probably your model. All right.
Mm.
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 Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
The drone's just kind of like lightly scanning with the little pieces of paper. I imagine.
I'll say this: the drone, after scanning these pieces of paper and looking around the library, knows exactly where all 3 books are.
Oh, of course.
Probably lead Naya to these books without too much trouble.
Of course. It does when it reads Draco Industries actually, though, because it's usually little blue scanners, but the scanners turn orange for a second. That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Back, my nephew just picked up. Can I? I'm gonna go with History of Draco Industries.
Okay.
The
So,
drone will lead you.
are you actually saying that, or are you just looking at the piece of paper going, mm-hmm?
I'm looking at the paper and just like going, I don't want that one.
Okay.
I don't want that one. I want that one.
Yeah. Okay. So you look at the piece of paper that says History of Draco Industries, and the drone that's behind you kind of floats to life and starts to walk in a float. There we go. Float in a particular direction. Do you follow the
You follow Iron on his little adventure to the book, probably.
I do. I follow.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So you follow the drone, and the drone leads you directly to where the book that you wanted was.
It uses one of its little grabby arms to pull the book out.
Hold on. You said was.
Hmm?
Yes, I did.
The storyteller said was, not is. It's not there, is it?
You walk to where it was. There is no book there.
Oh no.
Damn.
Yeah, the way that it runs is the history of it goes history A, history B, history C, and it should be in the history D section, and it's not there.
The drone's using its little spotlight scanner and looking around desperately.
Can I check the other history sections? Because if I know what people are like, you know, when you're in a supermarket, you pick up something you don't want, you just throw it somewhere.
Yes.
Can I just check that somebody hasn't done that?
You certainly may. Roll me and investigate.
Okay. I'll take that. 22.
You look around, and it's oddly enough the book moved from the D section of the histories over to the A section, particularly next to a book that says History of Anthem.
Okay, I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't do.
Okay.
I'm going to take the history of Draco Industries.
Mm-hmm.
Can I sleight of hand the history of Anthem?
Roll me a sleight of hand.
Come on, Dane, don't screw me now, please. But I promise I'll be good. Oh my god, game, I hate you.
What was it?
4.
It was a 4?
Yeah.
Oh no.
The drone accidentally gets a little too close and knocks it away from you.
Well, no, you try to pull both books out, and the history of Anthem, for whatever reason, as you try to pull both books out, you can't manage to grab onto both books. You get the history of Draco's Industries, but the other one, it's just too smooth. You can't seem to grab it for whatever reason.
Okay, how much have I got? Hold on. Because I think I've still got the chest items on me.
Yes, you do.
Oh, God. Okay. I am going to go to the guy at the counter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show him that I've got the history of Draco Industries.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask him if I could give him something to let me take the history of Anthem. And I'm going to offer him the portrait in the ivory frame.
Okay.
Isn't that what's big though? Oh.
I don't know. I've just got chest items in my inventory.
Ah, okay.
She's got the lacquered coffee.
I do.
You also seem to also have a whole bunch of cookies too.
Nom, nom, nom.
Oh my god, I'm a genius. No, right, no. Okay, no. Ignore me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to offer him... Shush. No, shush. I'm going to offer him a biscuit.
You're gonna offer him a biscuit.
Yes, and it's going to be the weird biscuits.
Oh, the weird biscuits. Okay.
Yeah, the sleeping biscuits.
It's the what you're figuring out the tried and true method. The tried and true
Okay.
method of offering everyone you meet some food, but this time the devious. You know we're gonna be here for multiple days, so doing mischief like this is bad, right?
I'm not planning to go back to the library.
Ah.
Big
Like
brain
how I like how you think, dear. Okay.
I shouldn't have said that because now the DM's going to make me go back to the library.
I want you to roll me. I want you to roll me 2 different rolls. One a persuasion. You're gonna have to persuade this halfling, because he's letting you check out one book. You had to persuade him to try to check out the second. With the weird I want to say cookies, but that's not what you said.
Persuasion's 14.
Okay. He failed his check, so he goes, has something it's something that you can you can give me? And it's because I'm letting you check out 2 books when I told you that I only let you check out 1, so what do you have?
I know. I have a biscuit for you.
A biscuit. Okay. Now I'm going
There's
to
a good chance you could just give him a normal biscuit and we'll be fine.
Well, you did say the weird one.
I did.
You don't even know which one's which. You have to flip a dot, flip like a.
To be honest with you, the funny thing is, I have got 2 bags in my inventory. One has got 12 normal cookies, and one has got 12 sleeping cookies in it.
Of course.
Right. Okay.
And I honestly don't know which one's which.
All right. So he takes the a cookie and or biscuit, depending on where you're from. Both. Both. And he bites down into it, and he chews it up, and you see him start to nod off.
Oh no.
You know, you could just technically you could just say these are medical cookies, and you just got mixed up between them. Like put a note like, oops, wrong cookie.
But with all due respect, he's a librarian. He could fall asleep at any time, regardless of whether I gave him a sleeping cookie or not.
That is true. That is very true. Because
He could have just not out.
It's a rather boring job.
Yeah, he could have just fell asleep normally. No one will know.
Oh yeah.
He will not even know.
So you see him nod off, and after a few seconds, you do hear the gentle snores of this sleeping halfling, just quietly sleeping. What do you do?
I am going to go and collect the History of Anthem. I am then going to go to the front door of the library, close it and lock it. I'm going to stay inside.
Okay.
I assume there's like a sign that says like, open and close that I can turn. So I'm going to turn it so it says closed.
Okay.
I'm going to go and sit against the counter and just read whilst he's asleep. And I'll stay there until he wakes up so that he's safe.
All right.
And I'm just gonna.
So which one are you gonna read first?
I am going to read. Now here's the thing. I was intending to get Draco, but it was with the History of Anthem, and there must be a reason for that. But I don't know what book would tell me the reason for it.
Well, I mean, you can always go for the first book that you wanted to read, which was the History of Draco's Industries.
Does Draco Industries book have a logo on?
Huh?
I'll
Yes.
let Nana first. Her words first.
Does the books have logos on them?
The Draco
Yeah,
Industry,
does that-
yes.
Yeah, does it have the
yes,
logo of
yes. The book that has the Draco's Industries has a big emblem of what like the seal of Draco's Industries on it.
Iron
Like
looks
like it because the book is made out of leather, it's embossed into the leather.
Iron looks at it and starts scanning it, and you see it's like made of multiple scanner lines, like scanning over the surface. And you see each one slowly start turning orange, and then the center one turns red.
Yeah.
And you hear it kind of make this weird freak out alarm noise as you actually hear guns engage for a second as it backs up rapidly into the wall. That's up to you to decide what you want to do about that one.
Trish, check your DMs. I gave you some hints.
I see it. Thank you.
Now, because you suggested that I read the History of Draco Industries, I have learned not to trust a word you say. So,
what after Iron having what seems to be almost be a PTSD breakdown over there? Just
Hey, it's perfect because I am the DM and she is the player, so of course.
So I'm going to read the History of Anthem.
Okay.
And I bet you intended for me to do that as well.
I bet. Just completely just reading and silently ignoring Iron having a freak out.
The book comes to life.
So you start reading the History of Anthem, and it tells of Anthem's founding, the royals that have sat upon the throne,
how the city is powered by gemstones and crystals of magic power.
That sort of thing, and then it goes into a section where it says about 50 years ago there was the battle for Anthem, and this battle was between Asarak, the Archlich, and a bunch of adventurers that came to stop him. And it details the battle up until the point where as you're reading this, you learn that one of the adventurers, a tiefling sorceress named Aya, sacrificed herself to save all of Anthem.
Can I ask? I don't know if I can ask this question. Would I know whether anyone in our party now has a link to Aya? Or would that just be something I wouldn't know?
You can certainly bring it up to the rest of your party members. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that I read that is worth knowing?
And after the battle of Anthem, it details everything that happened after that, like the installation of a new Queen/Empress, who curiously is an unusual Queen/Empress. We'll just say that. And it actually says that it's an unusual Queen/Empress. And in parentheses, it says, and we'll just leave it at that. Like the
That's
author
fair.
of this, like the author just didn't want to write about the person who's in charge. It does say that Aya was promoted as queen, and that Aya's sister was also taken in as a child of the child of the family. I think that's what we ultimately decided on.
She was made one of the crown princesses.
Yeah. That's something else that you learn. And that the rest of the party members, well, one of the party members mysteriously disappeared, which was this person named Leilana. Mysteriously disappeared. The author seems to makes a supposition that Leilana, in a fit of anger, just flew off the rest of the party. But you kind of get the sense, that may not be what's happening, but you're not sure. I mean, it's on the printed page. It's sort of like you can't infer anything from what this particular author is saying. Drac went on to found Drac Industries. And also in this there is a legend about the king of the dragon gods and the empress. So yeah.
Also he did his own thing, everyone did his own thing, it's cool.
In this book, is there anything that is highlighted or like sticky notes or any pages that are folded?
Let's see here. As you're reading through this book, the section where it talks about the Battle of Anthem and the 50 years that happened afterwards, there are some stuff kind of highlighted. It appears like whoever read this book before was finding out information. Like in this book, the stuff that's highlighted is stuff on in particular about Asarak. Like why Asarak showed up to Anthem, that sort of thing.
Right. I'm gonna message you private. I'm gonna send you a DM.
I saw it.
That is such a far out question, but I just wanted to see if I could push my luck.
I am going to allow that because I think that's a really cool idea. Yes. You can.
Wow. I will.
But are you going to read the other book?
Yeah, I'll read the book first.
Alright. So the other book, since the dawn of time, Draco Industries has been building and manufacturing specialized androids and battle machines for both civil and military purposes. This is the introduction. The factory built in Anthem is approximately 15 city blocks and 5 stories tall. The latest models include Naya Gen 3 and the Drakath Dominator Warforge. The Dominator is a war-class battle automatron designed for war and defensive purposes. It was last used to defend the city of Anthem from an enemy called Acerak, who attacked Anthem and its people 50 years ago. To learn more about Acerak and the Battle of Anthem, we encourage you to read the History of Anthem, which you've already done. The Naya series was designed for civilian use and it is built to aid citizens in daily tasks. It can speak multiple dialects and learn to adapt to its environments. It can handle complex situations as well. Scheduled for release, it feels like that this particular the release date in this book, it looks like it was set, like, you know, sometimes when they try to release a game and they put it like at the end of the year when they don't have a firm release date for a game. That's kind of what they've done here.
Okay.
So there's not a firm release date of this. The first prototype model of the Gen 3 series was mysteriously stolen, and its whereabouts are unknown.
Okay. Has anyone highlighted or folded that book?
It's been dog-eared. It's been someone has marked the edge of this book at this particular page. Yes.
Iron eventually has calmed down and floats back over, unengaged. That was weird. No, but yeah.
Can I hold up the page about Naya to the drone?
Okay.
It looks at it, and perhaps without hesitation starts skiing.
And I'm gonna ask him, is that me?
It pauses after you say that, and it quickly, looks at you. And it starts, floating around your body looking for something. It's looking for a logo, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is probably not that hard to find. It's probably on your back, isn't it?
Probably.
After a little bit of look, it gets to your back. You can see it scanning, and once again it goes blue, orange, red. Oh no! What is it? Well, who takes it? Cool. Okay. But it scans around and finds that logo, and once again, well, it doesn't do much, but it backs away. You can hear it backing away again, and then calming down and coming back. But it seems that after a moment of scanning around you, and even on your foot, it makes this confirming noise, but you notice it's actually sticking a little further away from you than before.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand there and just stare at the page on Naya.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right.
Yeah. I'm there for a while.
All right. Are you going to do what you asked?
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Now I'm gonna look up the spell locate. If I could actually spell this silly spell.
So I can sit as long as the object is within 1,000 feet of me. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement.
Okay. So you cast the spell, and the person who's held this particular highlighter apparatus is indeed within 1,000 feet of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna unlock the door. I'm gonna apologise to the guy for locking him out.
Yeah. You locked him out, or did you lock him in? Cause...
Oh, I locked myself in with him.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm now gonna open the door and walk out.
Yeah. As you're unlocking the door and walking out, he does start to. Huh? Looks at you as you're unlocking the door. Huh? What happened? I nodded off there.
You did. It must have been a busy day for you, but I locked the door to make sure that you were okay, and now that you're up, I can go.
That was very kind of you.
Pleasure.
Very kind of you. Yes. Okay. And he kind of resituates himself in the chair that he was in. And you see him turn around, and you see him again type in this humongous machine. It sounds like it, and you every so often you hear tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap. And he stops and he looks at a book that's on his left. He looks at it. He looks at the side. Puts down the book. Tippity tap, tippity tap, tippity tap. It looks like he's in taking books. He was doing that when you came in. He's doing that as you're leaving.
Okay.
Iron very lightly trails behind you as you move out.
All right. And we'll leave that to be for a bit. So, Davi.
Yes.
So it's Davi, Big, and Dax. You are in this shop. What do you do now?
Davi, well, weren't we looking at the amulet, or?
you were.
He's gonna ask, Sir, with all due respect, ma'am. Sorry, my brain's just still a little fried. As he, like, touches a bit of his hair, it just goes, tss.
It does look like you've stuck your finger in an electric socket, yes.
Yes. He says, Madam, with all due respect, how much would one of these, taps the glass, not the gem, because he knows better, would one of these particular items cost?
What are you looking at the gem?
Yeah, the gem. The one that zapped him. The draconic one.
Here. Ah, there we go. I am going to say that this thing as you're looking at it, this thing looks like it's she looks at you and she goes, it's an expensive gem.
How much are we talking, ma'am?
She looks at you and she smiles sadly and goes, maybe more money than what you've actually got.
He says, well, I mean, I completely understand that, and, thank you. He looks kind of a little bit, like, disappointed, but understandingly disappointed that...
Jackson kind of looks at you confusingly. It's like, leave now. Tell me what you're supposed to talk. Give me a second. Give me a second.
And Davi's just kind of like walk up and down the aisles, just kind of looking at other things that he could buy, and
okay, I'm back.
Davi's walking up and down the aisles, kind of just like looking at other things that he might want to be interested in that are not relevant to his particular mission.
Jax gets next to you. Why did you want that thing anyway?
He says, it was for a friend, Jax.
A friend, tell me.
He says, he just mouths the words, like, you think he said ace a crack, but you don't know?
Okay. He kind of puts his, I'm not like fairy or big where I'm not gonna hear you right. Okay. So you're telling me. Why would you give him?
He just grabs you by your hat, your jester hat, and pulls you close and says, shh, no one's supposed to know.
Why is no one supposed to? Give me a second, I have to lock the door. Speed run. I'm coming back.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Because
yeah,
it's not that far away.
he says no one's supposed to know, and well, maybe it might be something that we could use to defeat this.
Did he tell you to get it?
He's slowly. You can tell that like he's hiding something. Like I'd like you to roll a
Davi,
perception check.
I will get big to ring you out.
Actually, Jax, roll a insight check. Davi, roll me a deception check.
I was just about to. Thank you. It's a deception. What's my deception? Not bad. Alright, now I have to go all the way down to the bot. Alright, give me a moment. Come on, Davi.
I need my actual dice out.
Alright, back here. I'm gonna do this in here. Come on, open that. /R, B20. Really?
What?
Okay, so the bot does not work in this area. Okay, so we have to go use it in bot commands, apparently.
Sorry.
Come on, /R, space.
Luckily, all of Jack's stuff is all dedicated to his, at least in my head, I like to think it's all
There we go.
dedicated to some,
Oof, he rolled a 1.
He
He's flat lying.
He
Yeah.
managed to roll himself a 22, so...
Yep.
Yeah. Jax, you know Davi is lying through his teeth.
Okay, Bub, you know what will happen if you don't tell me the truth? I'm going to get Big to rig you out like a towel.
Tavi just kind of sheepishly slowly nods in response to your question.
You know, I don't know much about him, but all I know is big bad news, and if the big bad news, big bad, tells you to get something for him, it's not gonna be in your favor.
At this,
Even if you think you can turn it
basically,
around,
Davi looks like a kid with his hand caught in the candy jar.
You know how stupid you look and sound.
He's doing like the shuffle toe, kind of like back and forth kind of thing.
Like, oh my god. Maybe there's something I'm not getting, but to me personally, and probably to most people, that sounds like a bad idea. Whatever the bad's.
Meanwhile, this is all in front of the store owner.
Yep, this is all as far as the store owner.
Like Davi's
Did
being
you learn
talked down like a kid in front of like a grown adult, and there's someone else watching. It's so embarrassing to Davi.
Big has like popcorn out of nowhere and is shoving it in his face and also giving it to little brother. But
Like, seriously, you don't just do that. For one, you're supposed to tell us because we're supposed to be a team to some degree. Like me, at least me and Big know that.
Davi just
Even
looks at you and says, I was scared out of my mind. I've never seen something that creepy before, and I thought I could deal with it, but I guess I couldn't. There,
Where
you
I
happy?
came from, yes, but where I came from was terrifying too, but I don't just shut down like, whatever. Just, you gotta tell us these things, and also you gotta think. Even if you're terrified, I've learned the hard way, if you take too long to react, you're gonna die, usually.
he says, well, flicking your nose a little bit. Not harshly, but like it is just like a little like, you doofus kind of thing.
He holds his nose and says, ow, that hurt.
I didn't flick you that hard. Anyways. He's now, if there's anything you want that isn't the thing that the big, old, bad guy or whatever wants.
He turns around and says, points to a pair of cufflinks that are like gold. He says, there's a label on it and it says like for sale.
Get whatever you want, as long as it's not the weird gym. I'm gonna see why Big keeps staring at
You go do that, he says, as he says, Madam, how much for these cufflinks?
Cufflinks. Yes, the cufflinks. And she looks over. I will give it to you for 25 gold.
He says, but they are on sale. I see a 22% off. You see, since I do apologize for partially destroying some of your store, how would you be willing to, he's trying to haggle.
Yes, he's trying to haggle.
How would I go about doing this? Persuasion, right? Alright, let's roll that.
Okay. Wow.
Come on, slash R D20. Come on. Oh, how does a 20 rock you?
Oh, that's a dirty 20?
Yes.
She looks at you, goes,
He's just pointing to this for sale sign that says 22%.
She looks at the 22% sign and realizes that's not in front of the cufflinks. But she looks at the sign. She looks at you.
It's right next to the cufflinks, and he. Yeah.
Yep. 15 gold.
Deal. And he's gonna pull out the 15 gold that he had in his pocket.
Okay.
Hold on. And he's gonna put that on the counter. And then he says, "Do you possibly have anything for it's a small person." He puts like his thumb and finger between his hand like this size, and he says, "Anything that would fit a young lady about this big?"
Now, describe the person again.
It's a he puts, if you're looking at the camera, he's holding his thumb and finger like about this big, basically indicating Neve. It says, "Do you have anything small and shiny that's can fit someone about maybe this big? They're a friend of mine, and I'd like to get it gift wrapped, please."
She looks at you and she goes, "Give me a minute." And I'm gonna have her roll that. And then that. What specifically are you looking for? This is DM to
Well, something. It's something funny, but like I don't know what would be funny for a
a
You know what?
chaos fairy.
a salt shaker to put her pixie dust in.
Something funny. Someone died. There's a pig in here. Nonchalant pig noise.
Really?
Really, the salt shaker was that bad?
They're dead. You killed them.
Or how about a salt and pepper shaker? 2-for-1 deal.
2 for 1.
Yeah, she'll put the pinkish purple in the salt shaker and the dark purple in the pepper shaker.
Goes great on sweet treats, surprisingly.
Then Davi will have to forever wonder where all this glitter is coming from.
Did you know that fairy dust goes great on cupcakes?
And just for
Yes.
funsies, they're porcelain, and they're actually shaped like little fairies. Just
Okay.
Just some flavor. Like one's a cupid and one's like a thing. They're not actually fairies, but like it's close as you can get because trinkets in trash store.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's a pawn shop. Yeah. Meanwhile, Big, you're just kind of standing there, and also Jax, you see him looking at these salt shakers,
What is he doing?
And Big is just like
staring
walking
off into the
around.
distance.
Now he's looking at stuff. He's like,
There's a
Oh.
very ornate umbrella stand that's, you know, like twice his size. Probably for a giant or something.
He goes, oh, I could fit at this.
No, you cannot.
Watch me.
No.
Meanwhile, the storekeeper's like, please do not touch the merchandise. You break it, you buy it.
Much.
Big also with like little brother or like looking at stuff like this.
No.
just little
There-
brother saying yes or no to random objects.
There's a, also apparently a, like, little tiny, like, bells, you know, like the jester bells. Like, they're like reindeer bells, I guess. Like on
And
a
they go,
sleigh bells.
He goes, ooh, bells. And then he looks over and goes, he finds two little like animal beds, one really small one and one a larger one, and goes, for you and iron. While looking at little brother. Like he's very like he's got his wide-eyed, like just very happy looking.
Yep.
Little brother's not talked in a while. Anyways.
Erg.
Arg.
Arg. Long
Arg.
game. This is not arg. This is not that.
And Jack's just like, what are you two doing? And
Big, just like beds.
for the Browns?
Yes.
Okay.
You good, DM?
She looks around and she finds what looked to be a salt shaker carved in the shape of an owl.
Ooh.
That works.
And she comes over and went, I picked this up somewhere and I don't know what it does. I haven't been able to identify it properly. I honestly don't know what it does. It has stuff still in it.
Davi says, "Oh, perfect. That works great. It's a salt or pepper shaker. It looks like." He looks at the tiny little holes where the eyes are.
Does it open?
Jack says, ignoring.
He turns
Big.
it upside down while holding the two eyes closed, and he looks at the hole in the bottom where the cork is. And he pulls it out and says, "There's something in here, but oh well." Puts the cork back and then puts it back on the table.
You know what? I'm tired of being the voice raisin in this situation. Anyways. Big, what do you do? Where did you find those beds?
I don't know. I want them.
It can't be that expensive. Fine, go over to the counter.
Went beds?
Big found beds for his drones.
Oh, Davi looks over and says, like, they're like the plush, you know, like velvety.
They're like pet beds.
Yeah,
Oh, they're pet beds. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
one's really small for like a small animal, and the other one's like larger for like a dog.
Right.
Yeah.
And she looks at you, Davi, and goes, Davi, since I have no idea what this is, I will give it to you. I'll do this as kind of a package deal, since your friend over there has found beds for his friends.
Nah, I don't mind it.
Give them all to you. For 5 gold.
He says,
the sound of Big like slamming his hand against the table with like some gold in it. It sold.
Davy was just reaching into his pocket slowly.
and Big, out maneuvered him.
Yeah, and there's also a slight crack that goes through the glass on the table.
She looks at that and goes, and the gold will have to fix that. Fix up the gold. Puts it in the same patch as from the 15 gold that you had given her before. Now, could you please get on my shop before you break something?
Okay, let's go, Big.
Big is like, I have beds. He says, while putting the beds into his chest.
No, it's just a bag. They're gift wrapped.
He still puts the bag in his chest, of course.
Yes. Davy has this dainty little, like, tiny bag. It's like the size of, like, his fist.
Yeah, as you're leaving, Dick, roll me a, yeah, she's gonna do this. As you three are leaving, Dick, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Let me...
I would have loved it if one of you said, "Can I pay part card, part cash?"
Have I?
It'd be funny if just Davy just pulled out a bunch of like buttons and said plastic.
Big managed to roll a 20. Not a nat 20. It's a 19 plus 1 because wisdom's.
Hey, you got it.
What was the reason for that?
Let's see. Okay. Big, I want you to take 4 points of psychic damage.
Why?
Because what Big hears in his head is a whole bunch of distant whispers saying, "Get out."
Well, Big was trying to get out.
Yeah, this is motivating him.
Like, Big was trying to get out, but everyone's in front of him.
He nearly steps on Davy.
He just goes, okay.
Davy just jumps aside and says, "Hey, Big, watch out. You know, you could easily crush me."
Alright.
Big just lumbers forward.
Yeah, basically, Big
He
just
rolls over you. Just woof.
Alright, so are you actually looking at this salt shaker that you've just bought, Davy?
No, he has it packaged in the,
Okay.
the, whatchamacallit,
Perfect.
the bag.
Perfect. Alright.
Yep. It's gift wrapped. If he opened it, it would be destroying the gift.
Alright. So, are you three going back to the inn?
Davy is, yes.
Okay. So, you three are going back to the inn, and you see, Neve there. Neve has a curious smile on her face.
Meanwhile, 3 drunken men just walk by. Battered and bruised.
Or dead. Tiny friend.
No, fairly sure they're dead. She did send them to get eaten.
Yes, you did.
The town crier makes some sort of announcement about, like, elderly curfew or something like that.
It's just like Big just pointing. Tiny friend.
Hi. How can I be the first one here? Why? Huh?
Davy just holds up the bag and says, this tiny little bag in the air and says, I brought you something.
Oh.
This bag is like twice his size. And he says, it might be, poking his head over the handles of this shopping bag. It's a paper shopping bag. He says, this is for you.
And she dives into the bag and pulls out the gift.
What you see is a shaker carved from the purest alabaster in the shape of an owl. It is 7 inches tall, and that's all you know about it, unless you want to.
Oh, neat. What is this?
Davi says, it's a salt shaker? I was gonna suggest that you could put your looking at the ground, where all the dust is. Points to the dust.
Stuff, yeah.
It kind of looks like my pet Blossom. She was an owl bear. She was adorable. And
oh, perfect.
Yeah.
He says, the thing I really like about it is when you open the when you start shaking it, it looks like the thing's crying. He says,
That's not. That sounds wrong, Davi.
He looks at Jax and says, "Well, I didn't make it. I just bought it." And
well, yeah, but I mean, like the wording is wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I mean, I was just trying to describe what it did. It's a salt shaker. We'll just leave it at that.
It's a salt shaker. I guess it's a friendship gift. I don't get it, but you know.
Yes.
Oh, okay then. Hold on, and she'll do a swirl and poof out of existence for a bit, and she will come back with a trademark neutral red and white mushroom, and head it to him. Don't eat this. You may think you're big and you're not.
Davi says, "Okay."
Well, hey.
I remember reading about this in a kid's book about magic mushrooms, and I don't want to eat this.
Do you only read kids' books? Jax just says, like, I'm not judging, but like, it seems.
He looks up at Davi looks up at Jax and says, "Well, it's the only thing they'll give me in the library because they say I'm not old enough for the adult stuff."
How?
Well, look at me. I'm only like 4 inches.
Fair.
2 centimeters tall.
Like, all the books you have and own, I have sifted through every single one of them. They're all
You've been through my
fairies.
things?
Not willingly. It was Big kind of doing his own thing, and he knocked over one of your stuff once, and
He looks at Biggs and puts his hands on his hips.
I was looking for something, he says.
In my things.
I wasn't looking at your things, I was looking at stuff.
He knocked it over by accident, I'm pretty sure. You left one of your cases open, and he bumped your bed and kind of dumped everywhere. I had to put it back, so I did see your stuff.
At least it wasn't my special case where I keep my. And he says something along in Gnomish, like my baby, which is referring to his bagpipes.
Of course. At least
He loves those bagpipes.
Anyways, yeah, Big did find whatever he was looking for, and I don't know what it was. I was chasing, keep him out of your room.
Things.
Okay.
He also looks at Big and says, "Also, by the way, where are my special shoes?" Big.
He thinks for a moment. He reaches into his chest, he pulls them out. There's like a good 3 or 4 gold coins in the shoes.
I like how nobody questioned how the fairy ended up with an owlbear pet growing up.
We're more concerned about Davi's footwear being inside of Big and how it got there.
We'll never know. They just think about owlbear and goes, owlbears are just big and cuddly.
They're not cuddly.
Says you.
Yeah, they are.
I agree with tiny friend.
Davi picks his shoes up, carries them gingerly, like with 2 fingers, into the inn and says, "If you guys are gonna stand out here, I'm gonna get some. If you want some liqueur, I'll get some for everyone."
Come on, Big. Let's get inside.
I hear they have this new fairy dust infused one that I guess Neve came up with.
It looks like it's gonna rain. Let's get in.
Well, no, technically, I just flew over a couple of mugs of mead, and people seem to like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
She shrugs.
It's very sweet.
How do you know it's sweet?
It's in my files.
Why would it be in your files?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you shrug at me.
Davi says it's like tea, but less addictive.
It's, I guess it's like putting cinnamon or whatever into something. I don't...
It's more like a pepperminty flavor, but, you know,
Oh.
I guess it's unique to everyone.
I'll be honest, I've never tasted anything in my...
I will say that Neve does regularly smell like cinnamon and cloves.
True.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think being my species is actually kind of a curse. Maybe, I don't know.
And Davi walks in.
I don't know how I eat things. How do I persist?
Uh-oh.
And lightning
Jax
and
is having-
thunder.
Uh-oh, Jax is having a crisis, Big says.
So
And
you
it starts raining buckets.
as you all are you inside the inn now?
Yep.
Okay.
Naya, get in here quickly. You and Iron can handle the rain.
Naya, it starts to rain as you're following the signal for this Highlander pin.
Okay.
But you are getting closer to it.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Iron, of course, quickly was trying to follow suit.
Let's see here. That is true. That is very true.
Naya is what you get when Drac tries to build a weather control machine.
True.
There is a crystal that does that, but it's very rare.
Yes. So as you're following this signal, Naya, you get closer and closer, and it's taking you into a section of the town where it feels like you feel like you're going to be you feel like you're underdressed.
Oh.
Okay.
It feels like you're going into a more affluent area of the city, and you go and you find what could be construed as a mansion.
Okay.
And the spell leads you to this mansion, and you know that the person that went and highlighted all this stuff is inside this mansion.
There's like the gilded gold gates with like the marble columns and stuff like that surrounding this property. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, haven't got message of him.
So, what do you do?
Can I get inside? Or at least up to the front door?
Well, I mean, there's a gate, and then there's a path that leads up to the front door. So you're gonna have to try to get past the gate first.
Can I see if it's open?
You certainly may. Roll me a perception check.
17.
Yes. The gate is unlocked.
I'm going to open the gate, but I'm going to push it wide open and leave it open in case I need to get out quick.
Just in case.
All right. All right.
Could I give a message to the drone to take back?
You certainly may. What message do you want to give to the drone?
I'm following the history of Anthem.
Is
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
All right.
The drone nods and then it starts flying off to probably deliver your message.
Probably at a faster pace than it's been following Niall around, right?
Yeah, it goes really quick. Like it tilts its, it almost goes full tilt with its.
I'm gonna say, yeah. And it's been trucking down this entire time, so the drone flies through the storm, makes it to the end where the rest of you are standing there, arguing, I think.
Yep. Davi is talking about, at the moment, arguing about, like, no, it's peppermint flavored. And then Neve is talking about, no, it's definitely cinnamon and nutmeg.
Injects.
And
I
cloves.
can't even
And cloves.
taste or smell. Well, I can smell, but not well. I
And
can't
he goes
taste
in,
well.
Davi goes in, comes out a moment later holding a cup of this stuff, and he says, here, sniff it. Holding out the mug.
Neve just looks at him incredulously, like, you don't think I know what I smell like?
You know, iron practically does the equivalent of knocking.
Yeah, that's true.
Is someone at the door? Couldn't they just...
Opens.
Oh, it's iron.
Iron floats in.
Davi nearly dumps the
Oh,
hot
I
tea on
forgot I was
his...
gonna push the talk.
Davi nearly... Okay, go on.
She basically pulls her wings back and just unleashes an entire barrage of glitter into his face. Kind of like the gust from, you know, any fighting game or arrow spell.
Yep.
Just
Alright.
And Davi licks this up sick. Yep, definitely peppermint.
I think it could just be people taste and smell different things. All I know about it is it can be a variant thing. Anyways, the iron's here. Hello, where's Naya?
It looks over to Big and a little antenna sticks out. And then goes, oh. My little friend Naya is looking for a history of is following the history of Anthem.
What does that mean?
Big shrugs.
Davi looks at Big and back at the fairy that blew a bunch of dust in his face, and then wipes some of it off, and then looks at the iron and says, Naya could have always just asked me. I have the book. Looks around, noticing it's like underneath the table leg. Still at the
Wait.
bar.
No, you remember you're at a different place.
Oh yeah, he says. Oh, it's I think it's upstairs or somewhere.
Iron once again licks and signal, but she was reading in the actual book,
Not the kids one.
not the kids one.
Davi just looks upset and it's like, I wanted to read that one.
And then it goes, Iron says that she's really tracking whoever left specific markings or something. I can't tell. Connection's a little fuzzy. Rain.
Huh.
What do you do?
This place is weird. I'm gonna go find Buddy Bot, and she flies out.
In the rain.
Yeah, she'll find like a patch of moss and druid crafted into like an umbrella she can hold above her head as she flies.
Okay. What do the rest of you do? I have.
Davi just goes over, grabs an umbrella from the nearby umbrella stand, pops it open
Pouring out
outside.
there. Are we going after her?
Davi just holds the umbrella as it goes backward outside. Like the umbrella just goes, like the wind blowing it backward. It says, yes, we are, and the wind takes them off.
Well, no.
The big grabs you by the legs as you like start lifting.
Okay.
The big just goes, flying ain't for you, ooh, short friend.
Thank you, Big.
Either way, I guess, Iron, can you lead us back to where she is, I guess?
And Owen retracts its little antenna thing and nods and starts going.
Not so fast. Okay, let's go.
Are all of you following Iron back to where Naya is?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Except, Neve's a bit higher up, but yeah.
Okay.
And Davi now has a broken umbrella. Added to his inventory.
Big is holding you because it's like that type of wind that will just take you.
Yep.
Jax is holding on.
And going, it's very windy out here. Okay, very, very windy. Iron, how the hell are you able to, stay so stable? Oh yeah, I can't really talk. Anyways.
No, I can't talk.
But yeah.
Are you sure she's way out here? This is kind of far.
And you also notice that you're getting closer and closer to Naya and further and further away from the inn that you guys were staying at. That you all, except for Davi, you all kind of feel like you're underdressed. Davi, you feel like you fit right in.
Yes, he fits right in, but he's just a little soaked.
Yeah.
His
What
fine
do you mean
silk
underdressed?
garments are a little bit damp.
Is this fancy town?
Oh yes, it is Fancy Town.
Jax thinks
To himself, I'm either very underdressed or perfectly fitting. I can't tell.
thinking like he does look like what would people call a jester of some type.
Meanwhile,
He's called a
Davi is trying desperately to put on his swanky shoes.
You can't put your swing. They're gonna fly away.
This is making me feel like I'm in Shrek 2. Like, when Shrek and Fiona are just going into the town in that carriage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is what I'm getting from this.
Yep.
Oh, of course.
Yep. Davi
Okay.
is desperately trying to do that, but gives up after like 2 minutes of just unsuccessfulness.
Big look around you thinking, He reaches into his chest and pulls a tiny little bow tie out. And puts it on him. Perfect.
Davi looks
He
at
gives one to little brother as well.
Davi looks at Neve and says, I guess you're okay. I mean, no one's really gonna notice a piece of moss floating around in the sky this late in the afternoon, and especially with the weather.
Jack's just like,
Mortal
"Hey,
people are weird. Why do you care about how you're dressed?
I don't know.
Because-
I can't change how he looks.
Davi says everyone makes their first impressions in this world when they see someone dressed in their finery. If you're not dressed in your finery, then people don't give you the respect you deserve. At least that's what I've learned.
Fair. Too bad I can't change my clothes.
Well, then that's easy. Then you just make them smell like a Newton skunk.
That's
fair.
mean, and also very rude. See, I was brought up with etiquette at the fine school of, what was it, bards and, well, the school that is in my backstory, yes.
Hey. I have plenty of etiquette. I have served a queen. I have plenty of etiquette. You're just weird. This plane is weird.
Maybe etiquette in your world means backstabbery and, well, you know what, it's raining, we don't have time, we need to go find Naya.
At least you guys actually, like, were born in locations with probably family. I was literally practically dropped in the middle of nowhere.
That's fun.
Like, I guess that's just how my species starts. Just in the middle of nowhere alone, maybe with one other you. And then you usually split up. It's depressing.
Big just goes, edge. I have tie. When did you get that? Why do you have two of them?
Davi just notices that one of the bow ties was from his collection.
Two of his bow ties are missing and one is shrunk.
Yes.
Well, if you've seen the picture of Neve, then you know that she is dressed rather well. She just has like adventuring leather like corset and tunic on top of it.
Yeah.
Or like her armor on top of it. But she's in a really nice evening gown for her size. It's made out of spider web.
So this is when I think
what you
about
can tell.
Neve, I just think of like the Zelda fairies where it's just an orb of light with wings.
No.
That's just from a distance. That's all she looks like.
Oh yeah, from a distance.
Yeah, Davi's like in a it's kind of like a tux, but it's like a modified tux with like it's a tailcoat kind of thing, but like it's white and it's designed for like it's formal wear, but it's designed to walk in and, you know, like look nice, but it's all wet.
Of course.
Yep,
The
yep.
bow tie's sagging.
Yeah.
So, you all make it to the mansion where you see Naya.
Naya, what are you doing out in the middle of a storm?
Would you like the short version or the long version?
You're gonna have to speak up. The storm is literally a roaring loud.
Very loud.
Would you like the short version or the long version?
Both.
Not both.
A version, please.
A version.
I will select the short version. So I made my way to the library and met a gentleman of strange stature, I think would be the better description.
This is the long version.
I found 2 books. 1, The History of Anthem, and 2, The History of Hold on, what was the name of the book?
Draco Industries.
Yeah,
Echo
that one.
Industries.
That one as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I read both books and discovered that one had been highlighted. I have now followed that highlighter to this property. The end.
Davi just looks at Naya and says, So, I'm assuming points back to the gate down at the end of the driveway. That was open?
Correct.
You realize, Naya, you just trespassed on private property. You could get fined or even arrested for this.
And we're stuck here for a few days to start with.
The gate was open. I go in.
Davi just facepalms
Makes
and
sense
says,
to me.
Davi just facepalms and says, that is just the literal epitome of trespassing.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
If you leave your front door open, don't be surprised that someone walks in. They could be a friend,
Or not.
or they could be a friend to test your weapon.
Davi says, well, if we're going to look for whoever lives on this property, whoever owns this property, we might as well do it with the common courtesy that they deserve, since we've now trespassed on that property. He goes up to the door and knocks on the giant tries to reach the giant knocker, which is like way above him.
Big like looks at you all wet and stuff and picks you up so you can reach the knocker.
Bang,
And
bang, bang.
And after you hit the knocker, he quickly rings you out. Just like super like shaking you.
Ow,
until you're
ow,
nice
ow.
and dry.
Big,
Just-
yep. Ow,
He
okay,
drops you
yes.
and you're nice and dry. Because I imagine we're
Thank you.
under like a little like a thing that
Yeah,
keeps us
portico.
dry.
Yeah.
Davi's
But
like,
you're not-
thank you.
You're surprisingly dry now.
Dusts himself off. And thank you, Big, for straightening my spine. And you hear like some bones crack as like you just like he straightens up.
I'm a
Yeah.
licensed chiropractor.
Are you?
Whatever license means, yes. I know it means good.
You and Dr. Vest should definitely if he ever still around, you guys should definitely meet up. You learn a few things. He says,
Nice.
and I'm
I
assuming
like
the door.
doctors.
Someone's coming
What
to the
does
door.
doctor mean?
Okay, now, I will remind Naya that there was a question that Naya had asked me
Yep.
about something from the history of Anthem.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember what that question was.
You had asked if there was anybody still connected to Aya.
I did.
So, upon hearing what Davi was saying about Dr. Vess, you might have an inkling that Davi might know something about this person that you read in a book.
Okay. I'm not going to ask him now, if that's okay.
That is fine.
Have we knocked on the door yet?
Yes,
you
Davi has
have-
knocked
you-
on the door. Someone might be coming. We don't know.
Oh, okay.
Neve will give it about 45 seconds before she goes up to the door and says, "Answer the door, you big dummy!"
Davi just gives Neve like the very like not appropriate look, like the hairy eyeballs.
Big just like goes, "Can I knock?" He slowly raises his hand, fold up into like a fist formation.
Davi just holds his hand up like this. It's like
what?
Yep.
he's counting down. At
So-
5, the door opens.
At about that time, the door does open.
Big just lowers his hand, going, "Oh."
The door opens.
Yep. Davi
What do you all do?
says, "Excuse me, sir. My
There's nobody on the other side of the door.
What?
oh."
He goes,
He says, he peers around the door frame and says, "Hello, anyone home? Can we come in, please?"
No answer.
Big walks in.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Davi just looks at Big.
Yes, you may.
Davi looks at Biggs and is like, that's not how you do it. You always have to ask. Fine. Just Davi follows.
The ghost let us in.
Davi says, Big, the place is not haunted, at least to my knowledge.
The ghost or invisible man let us in.
There's no such thing as an invisible man, Big.
Says you. I seen him.
How can you?
I seen him.
Davi just shakes his head and walks to the foyer.
Oh, it worked. She flies in.
So, now you cast detect magic
I do.
on what? Just the whole place, or just?
I can sense magic within 30 feet of me, if there is any.
You said there was magic on the door.
Okay.
Like it's one of those magically automatic doors. You know, someone knocks at it, it waits a period of
Like
time,
a double
and then
clap sort of thing.
yeah, basically.
Okay. Can I call out? I'll call out hello, see if anyone responds.
You don't hear anybody respond.
Can I call out that I'm from the Library Investigative Service and I'd like to talk to them about destruction of a library book?
Okay.
I'll try.
Hang on. That's a great idea. I love it. Let's see.
Thankfully, that's what happens when you mark a book.
That.
A library book.
Just for your guys' reference, I'm going to post a picture of what the foyer looks like in OOC.
Maybe.
You call out that you're from the Library Investigative Service, and you wish to talk to somebody about them, you know, defacing a book.
Mhm.
And you hear very, like it sounds like the person's like in a completely different room than where you guys are. You hear, yeah,
Oh. Old.
very. I understand that there's more than one of you.
Big as old.
Wait, what? Of course there is.
Well,
Can he
come
count?
in, out of the rain.
Big goes, come on. We go over this way where the person is.
Big, we're just gonna
Okay.
walk over here.
We're being welcomed in.
Davi follows Big carefully, looking at all the ornate like things on like pedestals and like vases of flowers and stuff.
Big is surprisingly being as gentle as he can for once. Like he's not stomping about, he's slowly walking and also keeping his arm as close to his body as possible.
These are very shiny floors.
He quickly
Marble
looks
floors.
at it like iron like lowers down like the
Nearly clipping the crystal chandelier above you.
like iron lowers like the fan's intensity. So like they're going in low power mode, so they go a little lower to the ground. Actually no, iron just grapples onto a Big to charge anyways.
Is the direction we're going where the highlighter is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go in that direction with them.
Okay. As you're going through this immaculate mansion, and it's immaculate. The floors are clean. There is priceless treasures in like the on either side of you. There are paintings, statues. I mean, this is a really nice, swanky place. Just swanky.
Swanky with a capital S.
Yeah, Swanky with a capital S. This isn't a mansion. Mansion. It's a mansion. Mansion.
It's a mansion.
Exactly. And as you're walking through, you come up to a partially open door. There's a light coming out from it, and you hear the voice, come in, don't be shy.
Wait,
Do not bite. Come in.
I'm a little nervous. I don't know
That
why.
is exactly what somebody who would bite would say.
Yeah. Big just goes, it's fine. Probably.
Come
Whatever.
in.
We are coming. The Big just, continues.
And you come into an immaculate sitting room. There's a fire that's already been started. There is there are 2 chairs. This room, it's a sitting room, but it's filled with tons and tons and tons of books. And
Relative of yours, Davi?
And sitting in one of the chairs is a male tiefling. He has black hair. He's wearing glasses. They look like they're bifocals. He's of that age. Yeah, that kind of a sitting room. But far less tables and chairs. But yes, that. This tiefling is of a bluish color. He has black hair. He has bifocal glasses. He is wearing what looks to be, Davi, in your opinion, it's very fine clothing, but it does look like he might be a scholar of some type, from what you can observe.
Mm-hmm.
He is very old.
His diploma's up on the wall behind him.
It's nothing like that. Yeah, their diplomas behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Come in. There are many of you. I do see. Let's see here. And points to Neve. Mary? Oh, I haven't seen many of you in the land.
I got lost.
I believe that. Two automatons, looking at both Naya and Big.
Big waves. Hello.
Well, I don't know what to make of you, looking at Jax.
Jax goes, I don't know either, to be honest.
That is fair. I would love to do research on you. And then looks at you, Davi, and
yep.
I'm going to have him, because he has it. Oh boy, does he have it. Yep. Come on. Really? Not that, you dingleberry. Oh, come on.
Question, does Davi recognize this gentleman or no?
I'm rolling to see if he actually recognizes you.
Can I roll to see if I recognize him first? I have a hunch.
Yeah, roll me a history.
History check, give me a moment. Let me look at my history score. Oh, okay. Let me get to bot commands. $14 from Davi.
You think you might know him? But he looks at you and goes... He looks at you, Davi.
Yep.
And he goes... I know you, or at least your reputation. You are...
Mr.
Master Dinks! That is who you are.
He bows and kind of like takes his top hat off and kind of like does the kind of like the royal bow kind of thing. Puts it back on. Master Dinks at your service, sir.
Yeah. What are you doing in this fine town with these individuals? And he points to the rest of the group.
I took a sabbatical from my studies, sir, and I'm with these adventurous folk, and we are seeking to learn more about Anthem and possibly protect it from his voice problems. Yes, his voice kind of trails and then picks back up again after that.
And we need to fix his sense of taste and smell because it's not right.
Davi looks over at Neve and says, "That won't be necessary, but thank you."
I'm just saying, if you don't know the difference between peppermint and cinnamon, you have a problem.
Those are very different. We need to get your nose checked.
My nose works perfectly fine, thank you.
This older tiefling gentleman looks at all of you. Goes, oh, I forget myself sometimes. My brain is off to the wind. I am Barris Algren.
Algren?
Algirn.
Ah.
Yes.
Baron Algren?
No. Barris.
Barris.
Barus. Barris.
Got it.
Ooh. Nice name.
At the sound of the name, does Davi remember anything about him or no?
You remember the name? From where you were?
Yeah.
He used to be a teacher, but this particular individual left before you even came to the school.
Okay, so I've seen like his pictures on the wall in the halls, but
yeah. And you kind of looked at the picture and you went, "Oh, that's cool," and then you kept going. There's a reason why you can't exactly place him.
Okay, yeah, he might have been like one of the late founders or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of his pictures on the walls throughout the halls.
Yeah. So he looked at all of you and goes, "So, as I said before, what brings you to my humble abode?"
My friend Naya here, gesturing to the automaton to his left, who's tall and very slender, wants to learn more about Anthem and I guess about herself. Looking up at Naya questionably.
She was looking for something.
I went to the library in the town and there was a book and you highlighted it.
Now, which book was that, my dear?
It was a history of Anthem, wasn't it?
Correct.
Yes. The history of Anthem?
Yes, I was looking at that particular book, and I had highlighted things about the battle that happened about 50 years ago. I was very much younger in those days. And I heard about what happened at that battle. I just wanted to confirm what I had in some of my other books in here.
You have other books on Anthem?
I do indeed, my dear. I do indeed.
Would you mind if I read them?
As long as you do not take them out of my abode.
No, of course.
Then certainly you may read.
Davi just starts, looking a little bit concerned. on his face and he says nothing, but he's gonna let you read it as long as you read it the right way, not the way that Naya and Big read it.
This is me reading.
Boom. Big does looking. I was reading.
And
Right,
Dobby says, "No, Big, not now, please.
Aww.
One reader at a time, please."
So I'm going to take the first book
Yes.
and I'm gonna put it down on the table.
Oh no, you're not gonna do it.
No. I'm gonna sit down
Uh-huh.
and you are gonna see my head tense so hard. And I try to remain upright. It's gonna look like I've got a twitch.
Twitch. Okay, gotcha.
Iron looks over, starts reading with you. But Iron doesn't like facepalm, of course. Iron just scans
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the book that you're reading, Naya, is not so much. It's the same kind of history that was before, but this is. It sounds like that this particular book that what he's got, is from somebody who was actually there in Anthem
You're back.
during the time
Okay.
of during the time of the battle. What this person went through, what this person saw.
Can
And
I
there,
identify who?
yes. You poke around in it, and it sounds like the person who's written this book was one of the townsfolk of Anthem. It starts off fairly boring. This is several months before the Battle of Anthem. It tells of today I went out and bought 3 apples, that kind of stuff.
I'm waiting for the Moogie Ash rampage.
Hey, we haven't gotten there yet. And it goes on, and at a certain point in this diary, this particular person writes about how a strange gentleman with a skull face showed up in Anthem and slowly started to take over the city. So
Oh boy.
yeah. So and then this particular townsperson then started talking about how people were starting to organize a resistance to what was happening, and how there was a person with black hair wearing a black dress that looked like a fallen Azamar was going around picking up townsfolk and basically taking them back to the castle, and once they were taken back to the castle, they were never seen again, basically. And then it goes into kind of what happened after that. There is a section in there where this particular individual did run into a person with green eyes, which is about the best description that this particular person was writing about, and a a beautiful Aasimar. That fought off like a whole bunch of things. They didn't say much. Or no. According to the person in the book, they sounded like an old married couple. Thank you. I knew you. Yep. What?
Only mildly.
Okay.
God, if she ended up with Moogie, that would be funny.
That would be funny. And then it kind of goes from this particular person's point of view. About the fighting. So this particular journal that you've picked up was more about not what went on in the castle after this particular incident between the green-eyed lady and the beautiful Aasimar. It was more about what happened after that. Hush, you, Lemon.
Okay.
You know, Lemon. You know, Typer. Hush. You're not supposed to be in this scene.
You're not in here. Get out. Get out.
So you basically you get the sense of this particular person who wrote this. It was not from someone from inside the castle.
Okay.
The next one that you pick up, which is another journal, this one is actually from inside the castle. It sounds like it was from like one of the castle castle courtiers, I'm going to say. And this one also starts off very boring, like today I went and served the king and queen their mend meal and stuff like that. And then this one also has in about the middle of it that a strange man with a skull face came in, and this one actually has information about what Aesirek did to the royal family. This one actually has where Aesirek had murdered the mother, the previous king and queen. Yeah, most of them, yeah.
Rude.
I'm back. Sorry. What happened?
It's okay. I'm getting into the second journal that Naya's reading.
Okay.
Which is from the point of view of somebody that lived in the castle.
Okay.
And how this skull person took over and sent out his minions, which there apparently were a lot of them, including a person including a name that you have all heard about. One person named Amy.
Oh no.
Oh no. A female kobold named Cogs.
Hogs.
Cogs. K-O-G-S. Cogs.
Yep.
And a few descriptions. Those two were like names, and then you've got a few descriptions of some of the other people. And these people were terrifying. Amy would dote on this skull human calling him Mr. A with a very peculiar accent, and Cogs would just constantly giggle and laugh and take merriment of all the the pain and suffering that they were causing within the castle. And then everyone was sent out save one, which was this person named Leilana, who Aestherat kept very close to him. So it felt like that Leilana was like a second in command or something. You got that sense.
Okay.
And the book kind of you feel like the person writing this book was writing this in secret because the person was clearly too afraid to say, and I went out and confronted them. Nowhere in this particular journal does it say that. At another point in the journal, they hear about about this very pretty Asimar and the green-eyed lady busting in, and yes, those two bickered a lot. This particular person actually wrote down some of the conversations of what these two were bickering over, and kind of the shaking of the head and stuff like that. It was pointless bickering, but they were working.
Okay.
And then this person actually records the final battle because this person followed this particular group of brave adventurers up the staircase and into the main throne room, where this particular skull person now this person has actually heard the name at this point. The name of the skull person was Aestherat. So this person had followed these brave adventurers up, and watching the battle from afar. Not getting involved, but also kind of staying out of trouble. Not getting hurt. And this person observed one of their members, a red tiefling, being unlocked from a cage from a very strange kobold, looking at Aestherat, screaming something at him, and then seemingly the whole room, the way that it's written, and then the whole room went white. Aestherat and the tiefling disappeared, and the kingdom was saved. And that's how this particular journal ends.
Whoa, reading.
Okay. Whew.
Anything else?
Can I ask the old man why he cares so much about this story?
Yes. He looks at you and goes, I am always interested in history, and this particular part of our history was very, very violent, and the characters, this green-eyed woman and this beautiful Asimar, it fired my synapses. I would have loved to have met these people.
Okay. Big fun story.
Davi says, "Sir, if I may ask, have you been to Anthem recently?"
Me? Anthem? Hmm. Not recently, to my dear boy.
Would you care to visit Anthem?
Oh, I would. I would.
Check our DMs.
For some reason, when I heard like the My Dear Boy, I had PTSD.
Just a little bit? Yes, I know.
It's just a little fear in my body.
Oh, I would so love to Anthem. It's been so long. The last time I was there was more than 50 years ago. It was
I don't know why,
before.
but I feel great all of a sudden. But
It was before I got to my teaching job at your college, Master Dinks.
Oh, thank you. He says, we actually do have passage to, Anthem if it's gonna be arriving sometime later this evening, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I have to look at the in town about the scheduling, but, I could procure just one more ticket for you if you'd like to join us.
Jax just kind of looks over like, huh?
To visit Anthem again. To see all the new marvels. I have one more journal from a man named what was his name? It was the dwarf that
Oh,
made
Drac?
all. Yes, I have his journal.
You said the last time you went to Anthem was 50 years ago.
Yeah, more than 50 years ago, my dear.
More than. Oh God.
Oh, thank God, yeah. I like how you were sharing my same paranoia. Like, it was obvious that we were both like...
I know everyone is thinking this guy was Isaac in disguise.
Like, we hear
That's
the
what
word
I'm thinking.
like, we hear My Dear Boy, and we're like...
I had a hunch, but I was like, I'll just play with the
Neat
punches.
has no such PTSD.
Not
She's
even-
just kind of floating around looking at books.
Not even the fact that any of our characters really, like, are thinking about it. It's just more us out of character, just, like, panicking.
I mean, my reaction to Acerek was to put a bullet in his cheek, so I don't think that I'm scared of Acerek any as a player.
Well, yeah, because
That's
you have
true.
characters that could fight him. The rest of us are, like, normal people, mostly.
She shot him with a gun. Like, how much normal does it have to be?
None of us had guns. All my character had at the time was a mother freaking loot that shot
Loot that-
lightning.
That shot out chain lightning, I might add.
Yes, that did a lot of damage. I missed that thing. No,
It's actually, apparently it's actually on display at the Museum of Anthem History.
Davi could probably make good use of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yep.
Anyway,
That's a
so
story for another
he kind of looks into all of you and goes, oh yes, to visit it again, to see all the new wonders that this Drac person has come up with. I've heard so many interesting things. I've heard lately he's into building. I think he called it a ship.
Well, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but, like, isn't there stuff going on over at, like...
Jax says a little cautiously.
The entire reason we're trying to get over there?
That is true, yes, Davi says, and he says, but I'm sure it's not, like, all hell in a handbasket.
we're not sure about that.
Well, I mean, Anthem has, have you heard about the Dominator that they recently had put up all over the city to protect it and its people? I read about it somewhere in,
I don't read about that stuff anyways. I haven't actually information about it.
Well, Davi says, well, basically, from what I read, and he's corroborating with, the gentleman, and says, you know about the, probably read somewhere in your journals about the Dominators from, like, 50 years ago.
Oh, yes. It's actually in that journal that I got from Drac. It says toward the end that he actually made some new robots. One of them was a Dominator, and the other one was this. It began with an N. My memory.
Naya?
It's
Gen 3? He says?
yes.
I heard he's coming out
was...
with a Gen 4 next year.
Well, I don't know anything about that. All I know is that the Naya series, somehow the Gen 3s were put on hold because they're more prototype. Somehow, according to the last journal I got from Drac, grew legs and walked.
Big looks at Naya, and Big just randomly goes, Naya, while pointing lightly. Also, I realized that both Naya and Big are two characters with 3 letters that make a name that are acronyms.
Mm-hmm.
It's very funny to me.
So how does Naya react to this particular information?
With a question, or at least a couple of questions.
Oh, okay.
So he said that he'd heard
Yes.
about Drac.
Mm-hmm.
Who has he heard it from?
Well, part of it he's heard it from is from the journals that he's received. The other bits and pieces he's heard from and he tells you this, he's heard it from there are criers that go through the various towns, and that's where he gets his other bits of information. That's more recent information. The journals only go up so far, and so he gets the rest of his information from these town criers that go through the town.
Who did he get the journals from?
Some of them he got them from the actual people. The first journal that you read, the first journal that you read, he actually he purchased that from some peddler that was going through the town. The second journal he actually got from the person who wrote it. And the 2 Drac journals, he actually specifically requested those from Drac himself.
They had to be specially signed from the Anthem archives.
Yeah.
Does he know the name of the person in the castle who wrote the journal?
The journals from Drac? Well, both of them from Drac, actually. Both Dracs.
I think she meant the one that was probably a guard
from
of
the
some
castle.
kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Give me a second here.
Was it one of the guards she ended up? No, wait, they both died. Never mind.
Yep.
I was like, is it one of them that she made part of her team? And then I was like, no, wait, those died.
Check your DMs, Trish.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Right. the one that the one that was inside the castle was a Aasimar named Farron.
Wasn't that her brother? I don't remember.
Yes, it was your
Who's bro-
brother.
Oh, okay.
It was, lore-wise, Trish, if you don't remember, Farron was the brother to,
Mariella.
Mariella Ashton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But does it say that in the journal?
Obviously not.
No, it does not.
Because not. And he actually does not have one from the Empress. He was not that brave.
It's
Okay.
probably for the best.
Yep.
Question of sorts.
Answer of
Right.
sort.
In the journal, or one of the journals, it was mentioned a black-haired woman,
Mm-hmm.
and then before we mentioned that the Empress was unusual.
Yes.
Is that the same person?
No, they're two different people.
Okay. Right, I'm questioned out at the minute then.
Okay. And the old man looks at you and goes, "It seems that the rainstorm has not let up. I am quite willing for you all to stay until the rainstorm abates. Anthem, the city, it probably does not travel during the rain, although I'm not sure. But
Usually
you are
rain
wel-
indicates that the city's moving closer, but I only read that in a kid's book, sir.
Because all you can get is kids' books because of your size.
I can get adult books, and I'm shorter than he is.
I think
He just
'cause-
shoots both of you like hairy eyeballs.
Right.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm small.
I invite you to stay in my place where it's nice and dry. I was about to have some tea.
Oh.
And I would do for the company. I'm quite alone these days.
Davi says, I'd be more than welcome to, and my friends here be welcome to accompany you and take part of your very kind gesture, sir. We'd be honored to stay with you and wait out the storm.
Big, I've
Thank
never
you.
seen you so polite, not like knocking anything over. I'm trying my best, he says. Well, like, he is like kind of sitting on the floor by this point. 'Cause
Yeah.
he doesn't
There's
wanna
a
sit on the
vase on like one of the these pedestals that's slowly rattling a little bit around
Mhm.
when Big sit down. But it comes to a steady.
And as you all are sitting in this warm sitting room with a fire, that is where we're going to end today's episode of Realms of Awakened Essence.
Woot.
Woohoo!
I heard a woot.
Woot.
From
Thank
the
you,
fairy,
ladies and
yes.
gentlemen, for joining us on Realms of Awakened Essence, Season 1 of
Yes.
Campaign 2, Episode 9. The waiting game, I believe it was, or waiting for something, or waiting game.
The waiting game.
Yes,
We are waiting for so much.
yes. And we had some lore dump for our lovely friend Naya.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it was a lot of lore dump. I've been waiting to do that kind of a lore dump.
I
Yes.
try to put a little bit of my own lore, but I'll have to talk to you two about it.
I'm sorry.
We'll
yeah.
talk soon about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And while we wait for Anthem to arrive, we'll go around the table and sign out. Hi, I'm Davi Dinks, PAK USA, KRT Studios, your production gnome for today. And I'm going to hand it off to our lovely person who does not smell like cinnamon or nutmeg or cloves, but smells more like peppermint.
That is not true.
Don't you fight. We're at the credit thing. We can't fight right now.
The security guard in the back room just like, it's like Farah just standing off to the side, just like, let me know when to break the fight.
Anyway, I assume that was my thing. So I am Katie Wynn. I played Neve Umberlane, the Manic Fairy, and yes, she smells like cinnamon and cloves, and she will always smell like that for the next 300 years.
I swear it's
Anyway.
peppermint.
It is not. We're going to pass it down to Druidbot.
Is that me or Big?
That's you.
It's you.
Okay. Hello. I'm a druid bot, apparently. I am Abby, and I play the role of Naya, who has been given loads of lore, but doesn't understand any of it.
Good job.
I know, right?
Yep. And your homework for the next week is to rewatch the last 4 episodes of Realms so that you can figure out what happened.
No, just go for it.
I've got a bank holiday weekend, so I'm watching it all weekend.
Excellent.
That's right. That's right. You do have a bake weekend. I know why too.
I do. And anyone who's watching who hasn't watched any of the episodes of the last season of Realms, join me. And I am going to pass it over to somebody who hasn't spoken yet, and I haven't got a clue who that is.
Me?
I'm going to pass it to you.
Okay, yep, Jax, big. And, me, I'm the Gearbox man. I control all of that. I control those two, and also do a lot of iron. And, I'm gonna do a little jig, and I'll see you all probably. I'll see all of whoever watches this next time I show up, probably on Heroes, and then it's cool.
Yes, and I guess we're passing it off to the storyteller.
Hello, I am your wonderful storyteller. Trisha Welsh. I played all the characters, giving my players wonderful heart attacks about maybe Asarak is here, maybe he's not.
We're having
Hey,
heart
Sirac,
attacks.
you're not supposed to be on the set until, like, what is it? Like, what does it say in the script? Like, season 9, episode 22 or something stupid like that?
It's written in normal. I can't.
I don't know. Why are you asking me? I'm just a little kobold.
Just a
All right,
little
well,
guy.
yeah, just go. Yeah, I'll send a note to here. Take this note over to the writers' room and ask them that question, please. Thank you, Regs. I got the buttons from here.
Sure. Are you sure?
If I need help, I will call you.
Okay. And
Yee.
Is that all?
I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this afternoon, but stay tuned next week for our continuing saga of what's happening in the parks. I heard there's been a lot of, how shall I say, revelations? Hint, hint, for next episode title?
continuing story of a quack who's gone to the dogs.
Oh no.
Alright, and we'll see you next time
That will be
in the parks. Or in, hopefully on Anthem. Bye, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Oh, Rags, I need that button.
No, it's my button. No, Big, no, don't play keep away.